Japan is set to get its first female Prime Minister after the ruling Liberal Democratic Party voted Sanae Takaichi as its leader. She won a party ballot in a runoff against Shinjiro Koizumi, who hoped to become the youngest Prime Minister in post-war Japan. Our North Asia correspondent James Oaten joins us now from Tokyo. Hi there, James. So can you just tell us a bit about the incoming Prime Minister?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the easiest way to describe who she is and her politics is that she regards the former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher as a role model. That gives you a good idea of who we're dealing with here. She is a hardline conservative and a hawk, and she's from the Shinzo Abe faction of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party, which is to the right, the conservative side of this, I guess, broad church party here as well. But in recent weeks, she's been softening that image, talking more about collaborating, because at the end of the day, there are mixed views in this party about who should lead, of course. That's why we had today's vote. And the government, the Liberal Democratic Party, is in a minority government, so it can't govern in its own right. It needs to work with minor parties to get legislation through. So she's been working hard to, I guess, soften her image a bit and really building her social media profile as well. She now has more followers on X, the old Twitter platform, than the current Prime Minister, Shigeru Ishiba. So I guess it's working on that front. Today she spoke about working hard. She used that phrase multiple times, working hard to restore voter trust in the Liberal Democratic Party, because it's losing voters on the left, on the right, as cost of living issues really bite hard on the people of Japan, particularly because this is a country that has had stagnant wages for decades. So that's been a huge concern for voters. So that'll be her top priority. She also talked about building a robust healthcare system, as well as reviving the economy, of course, and having Japan as a leadership role in the Indo-Pacific region. One of the big challenges for Japan is it's trying to lift its military spending. It was at 1% for a very long time. It's now a bit over 1.5%. It needs to get to 2%. That's a challenge in the current economic environment. But I imagine she's the type of person who'll be more able to push hard on advancing that idea that Japan needs to have a stronger presence and a stronger military in the region.
And James, this isn't Sanae Takaichi's first attempt to become leader. Just take us back. How did we get here?
Yeah, so she actually ran for this job just a year ago when the current Prime Minister got the job, and the problem then is that it came to a runoff, and the party, the fellow lawmakers, the fellow colleagues in Parliament, they swung behind Shigeru Ishiba. The main reason touted is many feared that she would be too conservative for the mainstream voters here. Should be considered too hardline. So Shigeru Ishiba got the top job a year ago. He called a snap election, trying to put, I guess, his own stamp on the party, but it was a decision that backfired spectacularly, and the Liberal Democratic Party were put in minority government. It lost control of the lower house, and then earlier this year it lost its majority in the upper house. That's the LDP and its coalition ally. So Shigeru Ishiba simply couldn't get big policy ideas through the parliament, and he just lacked, I guess, the charisma needed to win over voters, that even if you can't necessarily get the big ideas through Parliament, at least give the appearance that you're in charge. And he really lacked on both those fronts. So he decided, after he secured a trade deal with the United States, that it was time for him to step down and get a new leader as new Prime Minister and new leader of the Liberal Democratic Party. And of course, that is now Sanae Takaichi. She still needs to be formally approved by the Parliament to become Prime Minister, but the high expectation is that she will be the next Prime Minister.